In a world where the podcast multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little, two dudes must become something greater than themselves, something elemental, something terrifying. A podcast. With great podcasting, there must also be great responsibility. To show the multiverse that it's full of people ready to believe in good. The multiverse will hunt us. They will send the dogs on us, because that's what needs to happen. But it won't be ready to hear from us. Not us, united. Dude, we're back.
Yeah,
We've survived 2021,
we did it.
and now we're in 2022.
Wow. If
There's no
ever,
better way to put it.
I was gonna say, if ever I were to describe what just happened to us, I would say exactly that. I
Good.
would also say, we are doing this remotely because one
We
of
are.
us, not gonna say who, but they may be talking right now, survived a certain viral disease that's going around. So we also survived.
Yeah. And congratulations to that person.
Yeah. And congratulations to the person that also did not get the disease.
It was, oh, well, hey, thank you.
You know, you're just so strong that you didn't get it, you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
But you're so strong that you made it through, and God bless you for it.
Yeah, I was kind of curled up on a couch dying, but it's cool. It's cool.
Hey, but look at you now.
Yeah.
Look at
got
that
me
fresh
now.
face.
Woo,
Whew.
woo.
So
So
fresh,
this is
so ready
yeah,
for
this is ready for season 2. You know?
season 2.
Yeah. This is maybe some of y'all heard a little bit of a different intro. Hopefully I edited that in and didn't do the old one. But
Yeah. Not Us United was once a more local, like, you know, not really going anywhere podcast, but now it's going to the multiverse, dude.
Yeah,
Like it's
multiverse.
it's going beyond.
Yeah, it took Marvel about 5 phases to get to the multiverse. It took us 2 seasons.
2.
So let's just say we're better than the MCU. So
Let's just say one made $1 billion and one of them's on season 2. All right. So like, take what you like.
You take what you
take
can
that.
get. So yeah, I don't know what you guys would pick, but I know what I would pick.
Amen.
Yeah. So we are here. We are season 2, and I wouldn't think of what other better way to start it off than to talk about some awards. You know.
And like not just any awards. What about like the awards that are always considered like the second best awards?
Yeah. Much like this podcast, considered by most to be second rate.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we are the second best Not Us United podcast for sure.
Yeah, the first being the first season of Not Us United.
Amen.
The sequel, as we've mentioned before, the sequel is always worse than the original. So this is gonna be the worst season. But then season 3 is gonna be
The trilogy.
slightly better.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
You'll
that's
see.
how whole trilogy.
You'll see it.
You'll see it. You'll hear it. More likely, you'll hear it.
Yep. You'll hear it. That's true.
So we'll be talking about the Golden Globes award shows, kind of hits, misses. Do we even know half the movies being nominated? Maybe.
Yeah, because this was a weird year. This was the year that we kind of got back, but half these movies again still were like a last minute push, like always. Where did anyone actually get a chance to see these? Right.
And I think even less was of it was a push. It was the same push, but it was less of like, oh, less buzz. Because like most years, I'm like, I've heard of that movie and I know it's coming out. But then all of a sudden, it's like this year, I felt it was more of, hey, this movie that I've never heard of, and it's nominated, and you can't watch it.
Right. Yeah, but it is cool to see streaming taking over at least enough that like some of these like that would have had a very limited theatrical release just to get them nominated are now getting put onto these streaming ones that at least alleviate some of it, because some of these are like it's like an Easter egg hunt. It's like you can't even sometimes watch the movie before the Golden Globes even come out, because some of them I think can even some of them get released like do they have to be released in the calendar year of 2021, or can they be like the first week of
Yes.
January or something?
I think well, the ones that
Or
come
maybe,
in January are a wide release. So they have to be
oh
released
yeah,
in the fiscal year, I guess,
at some
of
point. Okay.
2021. It doesn't it has to be at least one theater pretty much. And then
Yeah, I
it's
get you.
considered that. But then like when it
Fair
gets a
enough.
wider release, like a lot of like, you know, global US get like we'll get some of these in January because
Yeah.
like that's just how it happens. Like I remember seeing like, Parasite came out in January and like Lady Bird came out in January. All these movies that were like nominated but shown like in one theater in New York for a weekend,
Mm,
and then they get a wider release later,
right.
which just happens to
Yeah.
be next year.
Well, the good news is we get to continue the podcast because I remember stating that if House of Gucci got nominated for Best Picture and Dune didn't, I think I said I would just either quit this or I would just like never go see another movie again. Well,
Yeah.
it turns out I get to see movies still.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's great. That's great. I will
So,
say we do have the Oscar still coming up, so maybe.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, this is a step in the right
usually
direction.
this
There
is
was
an
only one.
indicator of, yeah,
Yeah. There was only one nominee for Gucci, right? And it was Lady Gaga.
right. It wasn't an either comedy, musical, or drama.
Yeah.
Um, and so
It
typically
was
out of
bad.
these, you get kind of the best pictures is like a little bit of mix between
Mm-hmm.
these two, and never all of them. But you never know. Sometimes Oscars are like, and then we're just gonna add a ninth film that no one's heard about, House of Gucci.
Yeah. And
So we'll see.
Jared Leto is best actor. Got it.
Yep. Amen. He's either the best or the worst. He's getting the Razzie or he's getting the Oscar.
There's no way.
It's one.
It's
He's
one or
getting
the
one of
other. Yeah,
them.
there's no way
He's
it's
getting
both.
one of them. He's
Yeah.
either the best
Or
actor of this year or he was the worst.
he might get both.
He might get both.
What if he gets
That would
both?
be a year.
Yeah.
That would be a year. Obviously we're not going to go like full in depth every single one of these. I think just kind of ones that make sense to like talk about
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more, like things that we've seen, things that we like really value and whatnot. Not that there aren't certain categories that we don't value. It's just
We
that
just know a few more.
there's going to be less movies that we know about maybe in that category, and so don't want to speak into. Well, we saw the one on that list, and
Yeah.
it was good. So
Yeah. That was that's what I felt like going through before this. I was like, well, I kind of know most of these.
that's good. Yeah.
But also I was like, I haven't seen most of these.
Yeah. I would say throughout most of these, I can say for certain like 50% of them I've seen.
Yeah, which is pretty normal.
Which I think is, yeah, this early on. Let's save Best Picture for like last, like
Sure.
most award shows do, but maybe we can get into the acting ones because I think those are the ones we can kind of dissect a little bit better.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just start off with the one you called right out of the gate. You sent me your picks.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick them too.
And then you were a coward and didn't. Got it.
Well, you sent them to me, and then I was like, I have like 10 minutes to send you my picks.
Yeah,
And
it's
I was like,
true.
nah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Andrew Garfield winning lead actor in a musical and or comedy.
Tick tick boom.
For Tick Tick Boom.
Tick tick boom.
This is the right choice.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
No doubt. He crushes it in this movie. Like, I didn't really know of Tick Tick Boom, and then a few weeks before, got some before the Golden Globes kind of got some buzz about it, so I watched it over my like break. Whenever I say break, I mean December, because Christmas,
Yes.
college break, whatever.
Mhm.
And so it just kind of floored me. I was just like, this. I was just into the movie. It captured me. I thought it was fun. And then at the end, Lin-Manuel Miranda's name popped up, and I thought of you.
That's Sly Dog.
And I thought of Suenitos. And this is better than In the Heights. But I just need somebody else than Lin-Manuel Miranda to make a musical now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I have a love-hate relationship with Lin-Manuel Miranda where it's just mostly like hate, but and not love at all. But um but
I have a love
uh
hate relationship where I absolutely hate them.
you know, like that kid who's like, oh, you friend him in the cafeteria
Mm.
and you get to know him and you're like, hey, you're kind of a cool kid, like, but not a lot of people hang out with you. And then he gets like the jocks to hang out with him like one night,
Mm.
and then he blows you off for like the rest of high school. That's what Lin Manuel Miranda feels like. It's like, hey, you're a pretty cool guy. Like you're not like the best guy, but you're like a pretty cool guy. And then he made like the musical, and then it's just like, dang it. Now he's off. He's off
Now
to
he's
the
just off.
races.
He's
He's leaving us
making.
all on his path. He's just,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
That's a great metaphor. I that correlates well.
and so for me, it's like hard because I just kind of have this gut feeling that it's like, oh, I feel like there's probably some other people out there that have like just as good of work, but you're just gonna get it because you're the best right now. And everything he's done, I have to admit, is good. But when he shows up, I'm always like, dang it. He always has to show up in his own work and all that stuff. And it's like, that's M. Night Shyamalan's thing. Just like give it to him and stop. But Tick Tick Boom, got to give it credit. Good
Oh yeah,
film,
it's great.
good musical. Um, and the fact that it actually ties into real events and stuff like that's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the
It's like a biopic type
yeah,
thing.
about Rent. I was like, oh yeah, this is the dude that wrote Rent. Apparently, got it.
Yes. And how like tragic, like literally the day before his
Mm-hmm.
like musical like is like shown to people,
Yeah,
he like passes. You're just like, oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
It's a
So
great movie. Like yeah, he crushes it. So well deserved.
amen. Um, this is one that we were meant to see, but we haven't gone to yet. But I think we should try to prioritize is West Side Story
Yeah,
because it
this
got a
got a
lot of
lot of
love.
love. Wow.
Especially in the acting categories as well. The lead actress won for that, um, Rachel Zegler, which when I'm looking at her competitors, I also just feel like it was the right choice, even though I haven't seen West Side Story.
Yeah, the other
The
ones,
only thing is Corella. I
I
just
would say
think,
the only thing is Licorice Pizza because everyone's just like that. Just seems like the movie that the Academy would pick to be like, yeah, this one.
oh man,
But I don't
just
think it
looks like
looks good.
such a bad movie. It just, I ain't for it.
Did you like Cruella? I haven't seen it.
I like Emma Stone,
Mm,
and I know that it was really well received. So I
mm.
think it would make sense that she would be up there, but it's also West Side Story.
Yeah.
And West Side Story was directed by Steven Spielberg. It's like, what if Michael Jordan could play and coach as Michael Jordan on a team called the Michael Jordans?
The Mr. Michael Jordans, all the Jordans.
It's like, hey,
Yeah.
it's a documentary of Michael Jordan directed by Michael Jordan. Yeah, okay, it's gonna win. It's gonna win that category for being the best Michael Jordan thing ever. That's what
Which
West Side Story is.
that's why and then yeah, it won for best musical comedy. I picked it to win best director for Spielberg. I thought the love was going to extend that way, but it did not.
Well, yeah, he's too decorated. It's
Yeah.
like, don't give him that, but give all the other people the love.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So both of the actresses, supporting and lead,
Main.
won
Yeah.
one for that. So no issues here. Um, and then let's see. Supporting actor, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts because I think, or wait, had you hadn't seen Belfast, but it was on your radar?
I hadn't seen Belfast, but that was the one I heard the most about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that one's the one's like, oh, it's kind of like that one just like spoke to me as like, oh, that's something that they would go for.
Yeah.
Like dramatic, war torn. Belfast. I don't know. It just shouted to me, oh yeah, this is what they're gonna pick. So that's where a lot of my choices went towards, and so I hadn't seen, and it had double in this category for Jamie Dornan and I'm not gonna say
Right.
this right, Ciaran Hinds, Ciaran
Mm-hmm.
Hinds. But Power of the Dog.
Yeah, this dude was good.
Did you see Power of the Dog?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's our boy Nightcrawler from the new X-Men movies.
Yes,
So
sir.
you love to see a guy who. Here's the one thing that Timothy Chalamet has said that I don't agree with, is that if you want to have a successful acting career, don't do hard drugs and don't do superhero movies. And I agree with one of those things.
You guys can guess which one of those is that.
But this guy was in like one of the cooler X-Men movies and in one of the worst X-Men movies. And then won the Golden Globe. So that's just to say, I don't think you get typecasted immediately for doing a superhero movie. So
Yeah, I think
shame
the
on
stigma.
you for judging.
Yeah, I think the stigma
superheroes.
around that is gone now. But then Timothy Chalamet will go do the French Dispatch, and that's fine.
It's true.
But also, I don't see his name on here anywhere, so
I'm really pulling for him to be the new Harry Osborn.
he's not going to do it though.
Well, but he's not a superhero, so it'll be fine. It'll be the one that has the best character arc, you know,
and the best hair.
It'll get him. I mean, Dune's towing that line a little bit, in my opinion, for
Fair.
superhero film.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
But yes, so I would say, yeah, that guy, good work.
Killed it. Okay. And then who was supporting actor? Let's see. Oh well, main actor in a drama, Will Smith. Yeah, I feel like I saw King Richard, really great movie, and he crushes it. So I was feeling like, I thought Benedict was gonna win. I feel like that was gonna be bad, but I wanted Will Smith to win, so I picked him.
I just saw Denzel in Macbeth and was like, all right, well, good luck, everyone else.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I was like, are you kidding me? Holy shit. So good for him. Great job, Will Smith.
Equal Golden Globes.
And I mean, that lineup's solid. Mahershala Ali, Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, also known as Bill Benadryl Cucumber Man, and then Denzel Washington. I mean,
yeah, that's an all-star cast.
And any other year, if you would have told me those five, I would have said, oh, well, for sure Will Smith isn't winning.
Yeah.
Any other year. And yeah, Denzel Washington was literally in Macbeth and Will Smith won. It's just like, oh my God. What a time to be alive. Anyway,
yeah, what a time to
that's
be
a
alive.
David versus Goliath right there. Yes. Okay. And then best actress, Nicole Kidman, literally playing I Love Lucy, right? Like that's what that movie is. It's like, okay, well, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
The only other person that even stood a chance was Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana, because we all have a weird obsession with Princess Diana. Right. So like, but you did I Love Lucy, so you win. Easiest decision ever.
Right.
Got it. Okay, now let's get into the
spice.
Exactly.
The spice must flow. Not a lot of love for Dune here.
Well, but our boy still got it.
Yeah, our boy Hansi Zim.
Hansi Zim, you know what they say in the industry.
Yeah,
we call him Hansi Zim. You gotta, yeah. When you're like us and you get a little closer to the industry, you'll know they call him Hansi Zim. You'll know.
Yeah. So whenever I get a phone call from old Hansi, I just tell him, Hansi Zim, let me tell you. Yeah, we're that close that I call him by a name that no one else can call him.
Exactly.
But yeah, I totally missed on this one. I didn't even see that his name was nominated, and whenever his name is nominated, that's just an automatic win.
Yep.
So.
Yep, 100%. You see Hansi Zim, you're like, whatever. But also, Dune was insane. I mean,
the Dune soundtrack
yeah, if you want to talk about like environment and like just thematic tones.
Bagpipes? Yeah.
Dude did sci-fi, but also made it feel like weirdly old school.
Mm-hmm. I think
And I
that
mean,
is
that's kind
hands
of
down the
that.
best soundtrack that I heard this year, like no doubt.
Yes. Yeah. Like Lin-Manuel, take notes. All
Eat your
right.
heart out.
Eat your heart out, big
Let's just
guy.
say Lin-Manuel got beat by some bagpipes.
But yeah, also like as I'm scrolling through, like I think he helped on like 18 of these films, so
Yeah.
he wins. He's casted the widest net. He wins.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
to go
love to
with
see that.
to go with another Lin-Manuel movie that I didn't know was Lin-Manuel until at the end when his name popped up. Encanto 1.
Wait, Encanto's also him? I was talking about Luca. Oh shit.
Wait, is he in Luca too?
I'm pretty sure he did the music in Luca
Oh
too.
my goodness. But no, he does Encanto. And which of that category I think is my favorite. So for best animated. So I was happy with
yeah.
that one.
Encanto's the one I haven't seen. Raya and Luca were both strong.
Yeah.
I did enjoy Luca. I literally am Luca. I'm a little white Italian boy,
Mamma mia.
who's also almost 30. And
Wants a moped?
but yeah, wants a moped, loves to eat of the spaghetti. It was very tastefully stereotyped. Well done, Luca.
Mr. the Luca over here.
It's just like, I don't know. There was nothing offensive about it to me, having like seeing everything in that movie, and I'm like, that's us, baby. I love it.
I've never seen my heritage more thoroughly shown.
I love it. So yeah, great pick.
Nice.
Let's see. Best director. Our boy Denis, he made it up there. Look at that lineup. Whew. Also didn't see Maggie. I didn't know Maggie Gyllenhaal directed The Lost Daughter.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, that's a good list too. We got the ultimate winner was Jane Champion.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Kenneth Branagh, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Steven Spielberg, and Denis Villeneuve. Like, whoa.
Yeah. You also have like 2 actors turned directors that are pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool too.
Kenneth Branagh.
Got Hercule Poirot and the worst Rachel we've seen done in any Batman movie ever. So
yeah, fair.
She's also known for other good things, but anyway, I'll never forgive her for
what comes to mind.
I can't get her out of my head where she says that line where Harvey Dent almost gets shot and killed in The Dark Knight, and she goes, "If you're not getting shot at, you're not doing your job right." And it's like, he could have been murdered today, and you're like laughing it off and ready for lunch, and I just can't. It's like, sorry, Rachel, that's not a real person. You have no soul.
You have no soul. Just casual, you know.
But Kenneth did win for best screenplay, so our boy, he got it.
He did do something.
Yep. You'll love him in Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets. You'll love him in Murder on the Orient Express. He also directed the first Thor movie. Guy's been places. Huh. He did. Fun fact. So good for him.
I'm surprised that Paul Thomas Anderson didn't get anything for Licorice Pizza got shut out here. So
yeah, do you like licorice on your pizza? That's why I didn't win.
Look, I am a pineapple on pizza fan. It's not my favorite, but I will eat it. But licorice on pizza is where I will draw the line there.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Banana on pizza? People are putting banana on pizza.
I mean, I think just people need to know, like, hey, I'm gonna go see that movie, Licorice Pizza. People are gonna look at you and be like, gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting. All right, let's get into the real, like, the biggest award of the whole night.
Ooh.
Best song, motion picture.
Oh, jeez, this is the one I was the most mad about. And I just like I
honestly though, like, I don't know. It doesn't piss me off as much now that I see all the choices.
There's not great. I'm not saying there's great choices. I'm just saying of all of these, I'm like, oh yeah, No Time to Die there's no way it's gonna win. But it wins because it's James Bond and it's the last one. And yeah, I get it. But
yeah, no. I mean, it is up against like a biopic of Aretha Franklin, RESPCT. I mean, that's That's awesome, but it's also like, but all the other ones are like original. So like, I know that Respect was also original at its time, but it also
Right.
feels like it's like if they did a Kiss biopic and they're like, Rock and Roll All Night wins best Golden Globe. It's like, no, it doesn't. Not to compare Aretha Franklin with like Kiss, but she's obviously way more talented.
Whoa, shouting down
But
Kiss there.
hey, love Kiss. Not a very musically talented uh, group, but they know how to
Definitely
market
rocked and
themselves.
rolled. They
They know how to
definitely,
rock and roll
yeah,
and
they
sing
definitely
lots
did
of
it for
songs
art.
about the
Yeah.
exact same thing. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That one, as funny as like we hyped it up, it's just like, dealer's choice, I suppose.
Yeah,
I didn't see King Richard, so maybe Be Alive is like insane.
it's solid. It's good. I just didn't think No Time to
Or you're a big
Die.
Encanto fan?
Yes, I liked Encanto a lot. So I feel like any of those songs are better than the No Time to Die song.
Yep,
But then, yeah. But,
yep.
you know, I just didn't love that song. So that's just me. But I did only
Fair.
hear it once. So,
Yeah.
um,
All right. Before we get into TV show awards, let's do some TV show acting awards.
got it.
Or what were you wanting to do?
No, that was
Were
gonna
you
do the
about to
same thing.
transition? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
You just beat me to it, you mad dog.
Let's start with Best Actress, Television Motion Picture, which is also a weird way to list this, but that just means limited series.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's a movie that's on television. It just means it's a movie that was split up into like 9 episodes called a season of television, but it's not a series.
Right.
So it's
Thank
kind of
you.
weird. Yeah. I don't know why they did that, but anyway. We're getting some Marvel love here. We got Elizabeth Olsen up there as a nom for
As a nom nom
WandaVision.
nom.
She is great. Love it. But Kate Winslet, hands down, yes. Mayor of Easttown was dope.
Did you watch it? Because like TV
Watched
is
it.
where I'm like,
So
I
good.
didn't see any of this stuff.
Mayor of Easttown was dope. She
Okay.
plays like this down and out like detective going through some stuff, divorced, all these things, and she plays like the exact opposite of Rose in Titanic, and it's just nailed it.
Mamma mia.
It's gritty. It's it's dark. It's spooky.
Other things to describe this show.
It would have been cool to see Elizabeth Olsen win because I do think she is like one of those that like there's definitely some people that are like, I'm here to do a Marvel movie, and they just kind of skate by with like the popularity of my character's dope.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like her character can't afford to just scrape by because there's too much emotional connection to all the stuff that's going on that it actually requires somebody to do something with that character.
Yeah, hers
So
like and each time each episode was a different kind of genre and a different kind of decade, and so like the acting had to
yeah.
change, and so and Paul Bettany is also unnominated here, so but I feel like Elizabeth Olsen did even better than him. So it just felt like of the Marvel shows, this would definitely get nominated because of acting. I think it was writing a little more on
For
the
sure.
acting than
Yeah.
than a usual like Marvel show. So Timothy Chalamet can, eat his own words about superhero things.
Oh yeah. And I think that was advice given to him by somebody like he's like somebody I respect just says I need to not do these two things. I'm like, I don't know. Like all of the best movies that have been made in the last 10 years, or at least the highest grossing ones have been like these movies and have like allowed people to have careers from them. So take it easy there, pal. But no, I agree. And the meta-ness of like her doing a sitcom growing up under the Olsen twins, literally
Yeah.
doing sitcoms. It was kind of
Right.
cool to see her revisit that. Um, let's see. Didn't watch Dope Sick, but when I heard what it was about, I think I was like, "Yep, makes sense." But
I was pulling for our boy Ian McGregor out here. Wasn't gonna
oh,
happen.
would have loved to have seen it.
I was pulling
Yeah,
for
it's
our
like
boy Oscar Isaac.
well, and on my screen he has just a delectable mustache. Maybe that wasn't the right word. Well, it feels like it was the right word.
I think delectable and mustache should be more commonly put together.
Agreed.
If someone described my mustache as delectable, I would be very happy.
Yes. Agreed. Did not watch Pose, so I can't really speak to the drama series actress award,
Yeah.
but my girl Christine Baranski's in here and just love her and everything she does. You might know her as Martha May Whovier from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. You may know her as that one other lady that was friends with Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia.
I
You
haven't
may
seen
know
either
her
of
as a
those.
bunch of
Or well,
other
I saw the
things.
Grinch.
The guy Jeremy Strong winning for Succession. Yeah, we get it. Succession's good. Got it.
Yeah, every time Succession won here, I'm like, oh yeah, we get okay. Succession's good.
Yeah. It was
Succession's
cool to see
good.
like Squid Game up there, I suppose, a little bit. I think it's a little overhyped, but I do think the acting deserves to get it, at least with the lead actor.
Yeah, but the one where it did win was in lead supporting
Weirdly for
actor,
the supporting. Yeah, I don't know about that.
which was interesting. We can look at that category real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
The only thing is Brett Goldstein. Is that Roy Kent?
Roy Kent.
Roy
Yes, it
Kent.
is.
Oh, Roy Kent should have won, eh? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
but like, is that, I don't
100%.
know. Is that, I feel like I love Ted Lasso and it got some love, but is he really acting
Yeah.
like hard in that? It feels like
I
you
couldn't
and
do
I
what he did.
could do a weekend, like we just shotgun a beer and be like, oh, I'm Roy Kent. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
Soccer Field.
but he does the level of like vulnerability within anger,
Oh,
and
Roy
that's
Kent.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a level to him where he's like, I'm actually a sweetheart, but I'm the hardest dude.
Ooh,
Like, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some method in there.
It's like
But yeah, God bless the old guy in Squid Game. But I think the twist at the end of that show is the reason he got nominated, and
yeah.
it's not because he was out of this
So
world.
great. Yeah,
Like,
I think that's really true because I think that does put into perspective what he does at the beginning of the series, and he's like a little more like jovial and whatever. And so, like, I don't know, there's a turn. There's a turn. Nick, no one can see this, but Nick is shaking his head like a madman and being all like, what are you talking about? But Nick, listen to me, and
I'll listen.
yeah, I don't know. I don't have
Oh,
much to
thanks.
say.
Okay. No, the thing I was gonna say is he could have also acted episode 1 as though he didn't know what the twist was either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there was nothing about it that felt like, and then this whole time he knew. Yeah, he kind of like laughed and was kind of like socially awkward, but I thought that was like his character. And then like he's socially awkward because he had the game rigged.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so I think,
I think he was pretty shocking to win, even get nominated for me.
yep. But hey, good for him.
Hey.
Like sign all the contracts now while you're hot.
Yeah.
So
If someone told you that you would win a Golden Globe at 80 years old, would you believe them? I'd be
he
like,
gives us hope. Oh, for sure.
yeah.
This gives
I'd be
me
like,
lots of hope.
I could still do it.
Amen. Um, the other one I think that's worth mentioning is not only because it's the right choice, but who he's up against. Jason Sudeikis as Ted Lasso. Great pick. This is for season 2, and I'm currently halfway through it. So like, okay, I need to see the rest to see like what all he got nominated for. But he took down giants
Yeah. Right.
in comedy. Giants. He took down both Steve Martin, who on this Golden Globe only has a black and white photo. And he took down Martin Short, Anthony Anderson, who's like been doing Blackish forever and probably is like great at it. And then Nicholas Holt, who's in The Great, which was like last year's like huge buzz. Like that was a huge Hulu hit.
Yeah.
But everyone told me, Nick, you gotta check out Ted Lasso. Nick, you gotta believe. Like you gotta
believe in the
believe.
lasso.
And I watched that show. I'm not even joking. Even in the pilot, I came to like some of the like it skips all of that early just awkwardness of a show,
Yes.
and it's just such clean writing and such just a good formula. Yeah, it's maybe a little predictable in that like it's not trying to really surprise you too much,
It
But
just feels
dude, it
like,
is refreshing to
yeah,
just
it
watch
just
something
feels like
that's that
grandma's
good.
homemade soup, if I can put it ever so delicately.
I've never had your grandma's soup, but I bet it's good. But I bet it's good.
It tastes like Ted Lasso, if that helps.
Well, then I'm going back for seconds.
It's like my grandmama's enchilada soup. It's like, oh, oh,
That's funny. Um, okay. Those were the few that I was like, okay, I got to speak on this for a
yeah.
second.
The rest, I again, like, I'm like, yes, I need to see Succession. I got it.
Got it.
Yes,
Got to watch
I need
Succession.
I need to see, like, uh the
Looks like
freaking,
Hacks is pretty
yeah,
good.
Hacks is
Hacks.
good. Dope Sick got a lot of love. Morning
Mm-hmm.
Show. I saw Squid Games. Out of all these, I've seen Squid Games and the first season of Ted Lasso. So
Yep. But Ted Lasso's getting like it's not just him, like the lead actress and
yeah, there's more love around.
um hmm and Roy Kent. So
Hey, Roy Kenny.
hey, Roy
Um,
Kent.
so, well, what you've been waiting for, what everyone's been waiting for, the big award, right, Nick?
The two big huge Roonies. Here they are. Best Picture, Music and Comedy. West Side Story. No one's surprised.
Yeah, no one's surprised. That was a gimme point.
And then Best Picture Drama. I know what you're thinking. Dune got nominated.
So it's gonna
It
win,
has to
obviously.
win. Turns out the spice
turn
wasn't flowing.
no, turns out the spice is flowing straight into the Cumberbunch.
Hey, it is what it is. When you look at that cast, you take that.
Yeah, you take that. You take that L. I mean, I would have picked. I would have probably not having not seen the Power of the Dog. I would have picked Dune. I liked King Richard a lot. Coda sounds really cool. Um, so Power of the Dog is like, it's a western. So I don't know. Have you finished it?
No, not yet, but I'm like through some of it, and I think it is one of those that's gonna have like that ending that's like, oh,
It's got to be
nailed it.
something like that, right?
It's
Yeah.
it's planting some seeds. So,
Okay.
but no, Dune. I mean, it was one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie of the year. Um, it just did some really cool stuff. The sound, like I just think it really was all encompassing what a theater experience is supposed to be. It literally took you to another place, and it did it on so many different levels that I think it should be appreciated. But maybe they think, well, part two's got some crazy stuff that happens in the book, so maybe we'll hold off and we'll give you a part two. But
You think it? Do you think it is harmed by
it's
it
part
kind of
oneness.
being a part one and not being like a technically full movie?
Sure.
Okay, I think so too.
But we'll see. Typically, you don't see a sequel get nominated and or win, but
Yeah.
maybe Dune will do it because it definitely does do a lot more cinematic, stuff is going to happen in the second one. But I feel like the first one gives you a lot more opportunity to get to know people, and there's a lot more like dialogue and acting involved. So who knows? I could see the second part not even getting nominated because it's just too much of a experience.
Really?
But maybe it does because you also have like the Avatar and the those of it all too, where it's just that just took me places. But I'd
Yeah.
watch Dune 100 times before I'd watch Avatar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it even has like pretty much the same arc,
But better.
but yeah, better.
Yeah.
And it's better than Star Wars. Like I was given 3 fandoms of like, hey Nick, you have to
Now we're
give up
talking.
one
We're talking
fandom.
this question now.
And somebody was like, you have to give up Marvel, got to give up Harry Potter, or you have to give up Star. Oh no, it was Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, or Star Wars. And without even blinking, I was like, I'll give up Star Wars. I got Dune. Not even worried.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not share the same opinion going on here.
Not even worried, dude. Dude, it's just so much better. It's just so much better. Anyway, that's my opinion.
All right. Well, let's have a whole separate podcast. The multiverse is going to split off from that question. We're gonna have a whole podcast basically defending why Harry Potter should be removed. Anyways,
Agreed.
because Lord of the Rings goated, never gonna change.
Never.
No. I'm glad you agree. Well, that was the Globes. It was not televised this year, so I was getting updates from the Twitter.
Yes.
I think that was better because I didn't have to sit through 3 hours of nothingness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm slowly. There's a part of me that's been mourning the Oscars and the Golden Globes for quite some time, thinking that maybe it'll turn around and it'll finally be good again.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that it's just a bunch of people making the wrong picks anyway, and it is what it is. So,
I think
but
it's fun still. Like I enjoy it, but I think it is losing some of its.
I think it just keeps losing some of its credibility because you realize like some people don't even get a chance to see all the movies, or
Yeah.
like there's just weird voting things where it's like, oh, people do what we do, and we're like, well, look at that cast, surely that's gonna win, and then they just vote, and it's like there just needs to be better, clean data of like
Mm-hmm.
voting. And perhaps what if the audience could pick, like, because like, when we've looked at Rotten Tomatoes scores, why is the audience score so different than the critics? Is it because the critics just know cinema better?
Mm.
Well, I don't think it really matters what the critics think.
Well,
If
if you open it up to the audience, then you're getting Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City as best comedy
okay,
musical.
okay, fair, yeah, I understand you can't just open up the floodgates and be like, there'd have to be some sort of verification of you've seen it, and that's hard because then how do you do that? I get why we do what we do. This is way easier. You can just have a closed off group
Yeah.
who gets to decide. I get it,
And then we
but
can complain about it, and then it's content.
exactly, that's true. But I do think that when the people care enough to not lie, the
Mm.
audience tends to give you a better score. Um, like going on IMDb and seeing like the star rating on that to me feels a little bit better than going to Rotten Tomatoes and tell me what 3 people have said so far in their early screenings.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, well, I don't really care.
Yeah. IMDb will usually have like thousands of ratings.
And they're usually a little critical of things that like are good and like are the magic of cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's nostalgia, sometimes like, well, nostalgia is not art, and it's like, well, nostalgia is just the appreciation of old art, so like it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's gonna be fine. So when these MCU movies do something that's like a callback, it's like, oh, it's just so much setup for the next movie. And it's like, I know, but like that was a joint experience
Isn't
that
that
everyone
fun?
felt that's getting paid off for their fandom, just like you guys are for your fandom of movies. It's like,
Licorice
but
pizza.
yeah, Licorice Pizza is literally the MCU movie of movies.
Yeah.
uh, anyway, um, but that leads us into uh, an area where now we can talk about what we are excited for with this year. So even though the Golden Globes were about last year, we got to start this year off right. We
Yeah.
got to give the people a little idea of what we're excited for,
Mm-hmm.
what to look out for,
Yeah.
because who knows what move. I mean, this year was not normal for the first half, and then it was normal for
No.
like a couple months, and then it wasn't normal for a couple months, and then it was like really normal for like December,
2 weeks.
and then January already feels like they're kind of like, and now we can't be normal anymore. So I
Yeah.
don't know what this year will hold, but if it
Mr.
stays
Dr.
true,
Michael Morbius has already been delayed till April.
yeah.
Dr. Michael the
Um,
Vampire Man is getting a little bit more delayed because the sun is out and he doesn't want the sun to be out because he's a vampire.
mhm.
Um,
I saw like John Wick 4 got delayed to
mhm.
2023. It's already filmed and ready to come out, but they're just like, nope. It's like
So
there's just
yeah,
some weird stuff going on.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of 2020 vibes where it's like, okay, release schedules maybe don't mean anything anymore, but
Yeah,
we can go through some ones that we already excited for. Just going through a list here. We have Scream coming up soon that I am at
I've
least
heard
gonna
good things.
watch.
I've heard good things. Like this might actually be one of the good sequels.
Hmm.
Like maybe they reboot it
This
or at least
part.
continue it in a good way. I mean, obviously
Nice.
it's not a reboot. There's some old cast coming back, but can you capture the heart of the old one, but by also still doing something unique? And I feel like that's always the hard part when
Right.
you do these old school reboots is you're dealing with the fans want it the same, but they don't want it the exact same.
Exactly.
And
Right.
then you do two different, and people are like, "This isn't even Scream. They just use the title to sucker us into coming here."
Right.
And then it's like, it's
If it's too
two the
similar,
same, and
then
it's
it's
like,
just like
"Oh, that's just three all over again."
yeah.
So
So it's like it's impossible. We as an audience are impossible to get right.
which just contradicts my last point that I made about us judging movies. So you
Yeah,
know what? Who
but
cares? None of it matters.
let's just say you're right and not explain it.
But also not right either.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
exactly. Yeah.
Podcast.
Podcast. There's a way for gray area or wiggle room.
Okay,
I'm gonna
you.
say what's up?
Oh, good.
I'm
I
gonna
was gonna say you can only pick two superhero movies that you're excited for this
oh
year.
gosh.
Good luck.
Okay, I'm saying the Batman without a doubt.
100%.
I'm so
100%.
excited for that movie.
Robbie Pat,
Um,
bringing
give
the
me some other
bat.
one. What else is going on? We got Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay, that's
Uh,
your two.
no, hold on.
Because I'm gonna
We
pick other two.
okay. We got Spider-Man into another Spider-Verse.
That's true. You've
Black
got the
Panther,
Multiverse of Madness.
Aquaman, and yeah, Multiverse of Madness. Um,
Do we count Hotel Transylvania?
yeah. Do we count Sonic 2?
Do we
Uh,
count Black Adam, even though no one cares?
okay. One of us in this podcast cares about 30%.
Okay, that's what I. That movie's just been like teased and teased and teased. And The Rock's like, "Don't you worry,
Don't you
it's
worry.
happening." It's like, all
I
right.
care. Let me put this into perspective for you. I care about Black Adam the same way that you care for Morbius.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to Black Adam. Nice. If I had to pick two that I'm excited for, and they have to be different, because I also would say the Batman. I'm looking forward to it.
It
I'm
looks
excited
so
to
good.
see.
That's
I'm
probably my
excited
movie
to
I'm most excited
see.
about, period.
Yeah. Um, I think the one that I think could have the most potential. I think the safest bet, Marvel-wise, is Thor.
Yeah.
But I think the one that has the most potential is Doctor Strange.
Right.
It's theirs to ruin.
Mm-hmm.
It's theirs to lose. Like this is either going to be somehow the craziest, wonkiest, best one of the best Marvel movies, or it is going to be hot, boiling hot dog water poured over garbage on a dumpster fire of a movie.
There's no in between.
There's, there is
No,
no
you're
in between.
right because No Way Home introduced so much that like
Yeah.
there's so much anticipation. I was like, oh well, you can do this now. That means you can do this and this and this and this and this. And like
Yes.
to where like if they misstep one way, it's like this is literal dog water. And if they do too
Yes.
much, then yeah, it is gonna be literal dog
It.
water boiled
Yes.
onto a
Yeah.
licorice pizza and put into a
Licorice
dumpster fire. I don't know, whatever you said.
on top
Uh
of a dune.
on top of a
Um.
dune snake eating its own tail.
Let's just do some predictions. If you had one crazy dream cameo, if they truly do multiverse, and let's just
Mm-hmm.
say all bets are off, anybody from past not MCU movies could come back.
Huh.
Who's the one that you want to come back in Doctor Strange to?
Christian Bale's Batman.
Oh my god. Okay, well that's actually not possible. Even the multiverse isn't powerful enough to literally have a DC character show up in a Marvel movie.
No, I think the most what's going to happen, I think, is we're going to get Hugh Jackman and Charles Xavier
That's
and
like your safe pick. You think
that's
they're going to
those are
bring
the
some
safe
Fox
bets.
boys in? Okay.
Yeah, I would like to see. I think it's too much. I think there's also just too much. I think you got to do Fox and you got to do Fantastic Four. And so I would want to see John Krasinski would be my like, whoa.
You want to
this is
see
awesome.
the dream casting of John Krasinski as Reed Richards?
And Emily Blunt, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
But I don't think that's
Okay.
gonna happen. I think the X-Men is going to
They
happen.
could wonder if they could introduce the Fantastic Four. That would be an interesting way to do it.
I
Like
would
they're just not
say,
even of our universe.
yeah, I would say it's almost 100% that they're gonna do Hugh Jackman. I think that's totally gonna
Wow.
happen. I think that's
Really?
definitely gonna. I'm saying you to this now. Remember when you said something about Charlie Cox
Yeah.
and yeah, in No Way Home? I'm putting a 6-pack back on the board, baby. I'm putting a
Hugh
six
Jackman.
pack for Hugh Jackman in Multiverse of Madness.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna buy you a 6-pack because I know I'm wrong, but here's what I want. I want I want Chris Evans back as the Human Torch.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. I would love
I
that so
I need a
much.
30-second glimpse of just maybe even like self-awareness of just how shitty those movies were. But I don't know, like you can't bring that Fantastic Four back and have them stay, but you could have that Fantastic Four show up for a movie
Mm-hmm.
and just do some stupid shit for a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't know how this is gonna work because like I would love that, but like now seeing and slight spoilers for No Way Home, like I'm sure you've seen it before, but have you seen it yet, Nick?
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah,
What?
have you seen No Way Home yet?
I haven't, but it's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
The
Okay,
internet
cool.
spoiled it for me.
All right, that's cool. All right, that's fine.
I'm kidding.
We literally did a podcast together. So
We literally did a podcast of season 1. Okay.
and season 1, episode 25.
Hey, episode 25.
Yeah.
Season finale.
I
Good.
think oh man. Oh, seeing how much Toby and Andrew were in that movie made me think like, okay, you can't do Fantastic Four and it be like a not a major threat. It has to be like, here's a little bit for 5 minutes. Then we go to another universe for another 5 minutes. Then we
Yeah.
go to another
So
universe for 5 minutes.
that's why I think your bet is more right, because I do think they would introduce like a Reed Richards, and perhaps you could tie that into like the Illuminati, where it's like
Yeah.
all the smart dudes.
Right.
Okay, then here's my other hope. If they do the Illuminati, then I think you can reintroduce a Tony Stark.
Okay.
It may not be our Tony Stark.
But a Tony Stark.
It could be a multiverse of a recasted Tony Stark.
Who would
And
you
I think the
recast?
only person, and I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, Tom Cruise.
Oh God.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yo, if Tom Cruise is ever is or in Multiverse of Madness, let alone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bro.
What would
I
you
don't know.
do if I'm right?
I
Like,
don't
let's
know.
just. This is my shot. Like, I'm just shooting my shot. The only theory I'm going off of is just that I think Tom Cruise is going to be in this movie. I'll even say
There's no
specifically
way he's
as
in this
Tony
movie.
Stark. No, I'll even go like it's such a snowflakes, chance in hell.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm right, I want
Name your price, dude.
I want you to be referred to as Mr. Glizzy for the rest of that season of that podcast.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'll take
It'll
it.
be like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it.
Okay. And I want to remind everyone why I'm calling you Mr. Glizzy
Please.
the entire time.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And we won't explain it until then, too. I don't know if everyone knows the glizzy part, but
No, we'll get there.
let's just say
No
the
spoilers
fizzy and the
yet. No
glizzy
spoilers yet. But if
are
Tom Cruise shows up,
are bubbling.
dude, what if he shows up in the trailer and it's just like, well, guess he's Glizzy forever.
I'll have to do it. I'll do it until the whole season, whatever the whole. When does it come out? May or something?
Yeah, May.
So that'll be near the
We've
end
got
of
time. We've got time.
Yeah, so,
It's good.
yeah, I will
Okay.
happily do that. And you know what? I'll have no penalty for you because that's insane.
Oh yeah, I mean it would be insane. But dude, I think you might go into cardiac arrest.
I will. Because I freaked out when
What if Iron
Charlie
Man just
Cox
shows
was
up and just
there.
the mask goes up? It's just Tom Cruise like just a shitty goatee. And you're
And
just
he
like,
just starts
oh,
running like, ooh.
just. Oh, dude, I would love.
Oh, that would be insane.
I would love to be right, dude.
Uh,
Okay, so that's my first pick. I think it has the most potential,
yeah.
but I think it that goes both ways. I think Doctor Strange was a strong installment of an origin story to introduce a lot of crazy stuff that made No Way Home make a lot more sense because
Mhm.
he was a pivotal tool in pretty much all of the rest of the big stories. So I think there's a lot riding on like the future of Doctor Strange as a leading hero or the plot device hero. And I think this movie decides that.
That's fair.
So, I mean, it's not Benedict Cumberbatch's fault if this fails. I think it's
The
what are
writing.
you going to do with this crazy thing? Because you're putting it all on this character. So you better write it well. So
Yeah. I just think there's only so much they can really do in that movie without
yeah.
going just like
And I
fan
will
service
say,
content.
I think they figured out how to not fail now
Okay.
for
Okay.
the most part. For the
Yeah.
most part.
So yeah, we'll see you, Tom Cruise. We'll see Tom Cruise.
Dude, if it's good and Tom Cruise is in it, dude.
Talk about a dream movie for you.
Yeah. My second one that because I'm saying safe pick is Thor Love and Thunder. I think it's going to be easily the best MCU movie this year if everything could go wrong with the others.
Right.
So the second one I'm going to say is Black Panther Wakanda Forever because
Okay.
I think this one I have no idea.
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
I just
Yeah.
need to know what they do because with Chadwick Boseman literally carrying that entire thing now not being with us anymore. I'm just like,
What do you do?
and they're planning all these Wakanda spin-off Disney Plus shows. I'm just like, okay, this better slap then because
I'm gonna say the first 15 minutes of that movie is probably gonna destroy me because they're gonna do
oh,
some kind of service or something.
for sure. I loved the first Black Panther. Like it was very good.
Yeah.
Minus like the last like 20 minutes. But
Yeah. That's fair.
Wakanda Forever, woof.
Yeah. That'll
I
be
got
a
to
good
see
one.
what they do. Got to see.
You just have you got to figure out what to do. I would
So that
go.
leaves you with one more.
Mine is Spider Verse. Into how many Spider Verses are in this movie?
Oh, not Morbius.
Um,
All right. Okay.
I was a big fan of the first one. I know you weren't as much, but I thought it's probably still, even with No Way Home, it's probably still one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. Um, so I'm excited to see what they do. I think I love the animation style, and I love kind of the wackiness and craziness that universe can do. So I am very excited to see the next installment.
Nice. All right. There's our superhero. There's just too many that they're just going
Yeah.
to take up all of 2022. So that'll help everyone. um. Let's see. Another. I'll kind of breeze through a few that I just think like let's keep an eye out for these. Are Fantastic Beasts. It's going to be a trepidate. It's going to. I don't know.
You know when you were talking about, I forgot what you said, but you remember when you said boiling dog water and set on fire of
Yeah, this
dumpsters.
one already looks like it is on fire,
Yeah.
full of boiling dog water.
Yeah.
But
Like I'm
what if
looking at it.
it's
It's like looking describing what you just said, but looking at it down the street and
yeah,
intentionally walking towards it.
yeah, and the city's called Dogwater. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. I get it. I get it. I'm just saying we got to put a pin in it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oh no,
People are still gonna go see it. There's enough Harry Potter love that it's like, let's see. And Jude Law as Dumbledore,
Mhm.
those parts are gonna be dope regardless.
Yes.
So
I think if they take it away from our boy Nudie Scamandi.
Nudie Scamandi, yeah. Eddie Reddy Maine,
Ready Betty Eddie, as
That's
we
what we
call him in the
called him
biz.
back in our acting days. Yep.
Yeah, back
Amen.
when I
We'll
was
see.
best when we tied. You and I we tied for besting acting in that class, and Eddie was second.
Yeah.
So we called him.
Yep. He
Better luck,
whispered too
Eddie.
much or screamed too much, so he
Yeah.
got Jupiter's Ascending, and we got Not Us United, baby. uh,
So let's just say whoever won that deal is looking pretty good right now.
yes. I think Fantastic Beast, I'm going to expect it to be a 3 out of 10. And we'll see if it can get above that. Because I'm going to see it.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I think they can do some fun stuff with Albus Dumbledore and what's the bad guy's
And
name?
the Wand of Elder.
Yeah.
The bad guy's name is,
I don't know. Evil Wizard Hitler Man.
I'm broken. I don't know what it is.
Grindelwald.
That's right.
Grindelwald. That's how they say
Thanks
it.
to all of our comments down below. Shouting that out. All right. Anyway.
I'll tell you a movie that I'm excited about, and it's coming out in February, is a movie called Moonfall. And let me tell you, I will eat an entire bucket of popcorn during that movie, and I will have a great time. The moon is falling towards Earth. It's Roland Emmerich, a disaster movie extraordinaire director, Independence Day. I haven't liked a single movie of his since Independence Day. But I'm gonna have a great time watching this movie that's going to be garbage.
Yes, you are. I'm looking at it right now. Wow.
It
All
looks
right.
bad, but
That looks like a $5 Tuesday kind of night. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right. Moonfall. I'll keep an eye out on you. One that actually could be good that's coming out in February is Uncharted.
Yeah. Some high hopes for
Could
that
be
one.
good. Again, 2022 is building up to be, it's going to be either the year that we go, dude, where were you in 2022? Because it was either hot gas or hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, you're going to want hot gas.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these movies could suck really bad.
This is definitely the year where I look at it and I'm like, wow, this is going to be either all good or all bad.
Yeah.
It's just
Except
going to
for
be a
Thor
roller
Love and
coaster.
Thunder will be good.
Yeah. It's going to be like, oh, this was good. And the next week it's like, wow, that one really hit the mark or missed the mark.
Yep.
And then you go back and it's like, wow, that one was really good. I was like, it's going to be like that.
Dude, like every single movie just falls into that category, except for I do truly believe that Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I would say that.
I don't think it can fail.
Yeah.
I think at its worst, it will be as good as Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's at its worst. Then you have, so Death on the Nile. That's the sequel to Murder on the Orient Express.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Murder on the Orient Express felt pretty good.
Solid.
I don't know if this is going to be as good, but it's going to be solid. You have another Jurassic World.
This Jurassic World I'm actually excited for. The last two I didn't care about. It's particularly the second one. Did not care for it at all. But this is like, okay, now all the dinosaurs are out. They're loose. Let's just have fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Jurassic
World
Park was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time was that it would lead to eventually us coexisting with dinosaurs, which would be insane.
It took forever. It took 5 movies to get here, but here we are.
Yep. And they're bringing the old cast back. So we're getting Sam Neill back as Alan Grant. We're getting Jeff Goldblum. He was in the last one, just kind of for like a cameo style, like speaking to Congress. And Laura Dern's coming back as well. So that's pretty sick.
Because like literally, can you name Chris Pratt's character? Can you name his name?
Only because I'm looking at it on IMDb.
You.
But no, I never in a million years would have said Owen Grady.
Owen Grady, that's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, no way.
No way. So that could be, again, has the highest potential, I think, to be the best of the 3.
Yes.
and think it'll probably be better than the other two, just because the other two weren't that great.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first one was stronger than the second one.
Yes, I agree. Though it was like the Force Awakens of Jurassic Park.
Now you want to talk about a movie that could just be an absolute stinker.
Lay it on me.
And this movie has had so long to think about what its title is going to be, and this is what they came up with. Avatar 2.
Oh my god. I can't believe Avatar 2 and the second Avatar
This
movie.
movie's had 50 years to think of its title.
Yeah, someone like told me, oh yeah, Avatar 2 is coming out next year. I'm like, okay, it's not.
We'll see.
It's not. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen. There's no way.
I think it is.
It's gonna get delayed. If any movie's gonna get delayed, it's
if
gonna
we're
be
getting
this movie.
Morbius, we're getting Avatar 2. that's my reasoning.
It's been 10 years.
I have to say, I could not care less about what happens in this movie.
Yeah, I would also agree that I would rather watch Morbius twice. I'm just kidding.
But I'm gonna go see it, and I'm gonna get like a nice essential oils candle to smell like Pandora while I'm there. And then when I hear the hi-ya, and they're flying on the dragon things and they're plugging their ponytails into everything, I'm gonna be like, oh, let's go. It's gonna be awesome.
This is what James Cameron came up with in his submarine while he was just looking at there.
I thought he was taking so long because he was going to try to figure out a way for us to plug our ponytails into the movie theater seats so that we could also bond with, them.
This movie. Yeah.
I'm going to go to this movie with a big tub of popcorn. This is going to be my moonfall. I'm just going to be like, you know what? He's going to make 4 sequels regardless if we like them or not, which is insane.
Is this movie
Name
making
one
money,
other person who's able to do. It's had to have lost at least a couple billion so far because it's been in development for I have no idea.
Forever.
But it's truly in post-production, so I think it can actually come out now. So
okay. It's gonna get delayed.
I don't know.
COVID,
I think the first one was okay and interesting lore, and I don't know. And the description of it, Jake Sully lives with his newfound family formed on the planet of Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish what was previously started, Jake must work with the army of Na'vi to protect their planet. Oh, so the plot of the first one. Got it.
Yeah, but no, now they're married. So
they are married and can procreate even with his clone body. So there you go. Good to know. Avatar 2, baby. We'll see. Watch. I'm gonna eat so much crap. Like we're gonna be in season 3, and I'm gonna be like Avatar 2, best movie of the year.
Going in the book.
the love and the dragons.
So much to it.
We already did superhero movies, but I do need to ask you about The Flash. What are your thoughts on the Flash movie?
Oh, also not gonna come out next year, but I'm excited.
Really? You don't think so?
Yeah. When's it supposed to come out? Like June or something?
Let's see.
This is another one of those movies that's had like 5 different directors.
That's true.
And
like they said they weren't gonna do it.
Yeah, and now it's tackling so much. They're gonna do like Flashpoint and basically
November 4th.
Yeah, that's gonna get pushed back.
That's
getting pushed back to May of 23 or whatever. Same with Avatar. They're going back to the same point.
Fair.
But either way, I am excited about Flash. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting how they tackle everything. And I already know what people are going to say. It's going to be a copy of No Way Home, where it's like they brought back Michael Keaton. Now all the Batman are back together. But it's just taken so long for them to film this that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I'm excited. What about you?
Nah.
You
I mean,
silly.
They're really trying to pull us into this movie for sure. Okay. I don't think us going, guess what? We're having a Flash movie and Ezra Miller is the Flash again. And it's like, oh, frick, we're all going now. It's like, and we're putting Michael Keaton in it as Batman. And everyone's like, I'm going now.
Yeah, now we're going.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But good. I'm glad that he finally. I mean, I just feel like a lot of these characters are slightly doomed because of how just everything was handled.
Mm-hmm.
That like I just don't know if I care too much about the Flash because one, I just haven't gotten to spend any time with him,
Yeah, he's
and
had
this is
like
the
one
first time that
movie.
we finally get to do it, and it's going to be full of Batman and other Flashes, and it's
I
just like
know.
okay, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's a lot to tackle. It's a lot to tackle on like,
It's the
hey,
year of the
anyways,
multiverse, though.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say there is one movie that I'm looking forward to that's not superhero, not whatever.
But it's
And
got Tom Cruise in it.
it doesn't have Tom Cruise in it, but it is an A24 movie,
Yes.
and it's
It's
called
called.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Whoa.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically, there's no description on here at least, but it's basically like this woman, like can it's basically multiverse, which we know frighteningly little about. Um, it's like she can like see her different lives, and
Hmm.
she like learns through that. And basically it's that. So I'm excited. It just sounds
Sick.
cool. It looks cool. I would like to see that. It sounds really cool.
That is cool. Um, there's a couple sequels that look interesting. Knives Out 2 is going
Mm-hmm.
to come out, and
Yep.
that cast looks pretty neat. They're going to do a whole new cast with Daniel Craig coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween Ends,
Yeah,
maybe.
finally. Oh, question
I
mark?
don't know. Like it seems like they did a trilogy, and this is supposed to be like the end of the new ones,
Yeah, that's the
or
plan, but
perhaps he might actually die at the end. I don't know.
I would kind of like it.
This one actually comes out in October, so you can see it on Halloween. So.
Whoa.
And then a couple other quick ones. Lightyear, the animated
Oh yeah.
adventure where you get to know of the Space Ranger who the toy was based off of in Toy
Mm-hmm.
Story.
Yeah.
So a little meta there, but Chris Evans is voicing our boy Buzz, or perhaps someone Lightyear. I assume it's Buzz Lightyear because that was what
Yeah,
the
it has
toy
to be
was. But
Buzz. Well, it's Buzz
yeah,
Lightyear.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something weird.
Whoa.
Like his name's Robert Lightyear,
Robert
but they call him Buzz Lightyear.
Robert Buzz Lightyear.
um, Jordan Peele's coming out with another movie called Nope, which just sounds
Mm,
terrifying as hell anyway.
yeah.
So that'll be good. Jason Momoa is coming back for Aquaman.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I do think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is gonna be dope,
Yeah, I agree.
and I'm excited. They got Idris Elba to play Knuckles,
Knuckles.
so game over. I'm
Yeah.
there. And then they got the original Tails actress
Oh
who
wow.
voices Tails from like the games and stuff. So
Yes,
that's
Sonic
pretty
was a
sick.
surprise hit for me.
That was like the beginning of the end. Like when I saw that in theaters, I was like, um, that was like one of the last ones I remember being like
Yep.
up on the marquee before the pandemic hit. So
The end.
it like made all of its money and then
Bailed.
everything shut down.
Yeah. Well,
And then there's only a couple more. Top Gun Maverick.
oh
Hopefully it finally
jeez.
comes out.
Oh my gosh.
It could also suck. Mission Impossible 7 won't suck.
Here's Tom Cruise, the Tom Cruise specials.
Tom Cruise is gonna have 3 movies: Doctor Strange, Top Gun, and Mission Impossible. And then the last one that I do want to just like chime in on is Don't Worry, Darling. It's a R crime rated or crime drama horror movie starring Florence Pugh, Olivia Wilde, Chris Pine,
Wow.
hold on, Gemma Chan, Harry Styles, Nick Kroll. And the premise is a 1950s housewife living with her husband in a utopian experimental community begins to worry that his glamorous company may be hiding disturbing secrets.
Sick. Sign me
Florence
up.
Pugh is like married to like Harry Styles, and I'm like, all right. And it's directed by Olivia Wilde, so it's gonna be good.
All right, cool. I'm there day one, opening night.
All right, that was so many movies. I'm sorry, but there, like I said, I think 22 could be like a legendary year,
Yeah.
or it's going to be known for the year that could have been.
Yeah, they're like, wow, look at all these movies that had so much potential, and they don't. They
Yes.
aren't.
All right. Well, there's your unsolicited
Oh
opinions
man.
on the Golden Globes and what movies to look forward to in
Yeah.
2022. How you feeling?
If there was one movie that if you could only watch one movie the entire year and everything else you could not watch, if you
Yeah.
could pick one movie, what would that be? And
This year,
it can't be Morbius.
and it can't be Morbius. Um, I think I got to see what happens in Doctor Strange.
Fair.
I think I just need to know. Like, I think it would kill me if that was like the one I didn't get to see, and it was like, "Oh, Nick, you're never gonna guess." I'm like,
Yeah.
I know I'm never gonna guess because it's probably a batshit crazy movie.
That's totally true. That's really
I think
that's a
it's gonna
great
get
point.
memed all to hell, or it's going to get like revered as like the best. It was like No Way Home was just a taste of what could have been, and then Doctor Strange is like, hold my beer. I messed it up even more, and look who the hell is coming through these portals. Because this time it's not just
Spider-Man's.
Spider-Man's.
That's a great point, but I will have to go with I gotta see the new Batman, dude.
You gotta see Avatar 2. What?
What?
Batman.
I gotta see Sonic the Hedgehog. It's
The
gotta be
Batman makes
Batman.
sense.
It
Yeah,
looks so good. Just like
it does.
ooh,
You're right. Ugh.
it looks so good.
I'm almost willing to give up Doctor Strange.
Because it's
I can't.
no. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell you what happens in Batman if you tell me what happens in Doctor Strange. That would be all right.
Amen. If those are the only two movies.
Yeah, it just looks so good. I'm like already like this is gonna be the greatest movie. So I'm overhyping it so much. So yeah.
Amen.
But yeah, that was our review of the Golden Globes and our anticipated movies. Thank you all for listening.
Yes.
And we're excited to continue on with our next season of Not Us United, and we're glad that you have come along and are united with us as well.
Boom. Love it.
So, however we end this,
However we end this, you'll hear it from them or from us.
You've probably heard of other movies, and you've probably heard of all other Golden Globes, but you haven't heard it from us. Not Us United, you know.
That's why I pay you the money.
That's why we
Nailing
pay
them endings, dude.
That's why we pay no money to each other, because this is making no money.
Amen. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you later.
You've just listened to Not Us United. You can find us under Not Us United on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Please leave us a review and consider subscribing to our podcast. You can reach out for future podcast topic suggestions at notusunitedpod@gmail.com.